One day, all will blacken and burn, just as the two-headed basilisks have predicted. The world is dying. Time is short. How will you face these last days? Robbing graves for soil-stained wealth? Or facing down the apocalypse? Hoping it can be fought.
Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Whelan. I am an author, game designer, professional nerd, and my pronouns are he, him, and I would like to welcome you to Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly neighborhood actual play show. This is our second one-shot of our 2021 season, and we're doing something a little different here today, both in the presentation of the game and in the game itself. For our second one-shot, we have chosen to play Mörk Borg.
Mörk Borg!
Mörk Borg!
I don't have a printer.
I am the least metal out of all of those introductions.
Metal!
Mörk Borg is a game published by Free League Publishing. That is designed by Pelle Nilsson. These are all Swedish names that I'm going to completely butcher, and I apologize in advance. And the graphic design and art is by Johan Nohr and Dead People. This game is very striking if you look through the book. There's some of that, and maybe we'll do one of these. And for those who are listening on podcast, I'm just sort of flipping through the pages and showing off some of the gorgeous artwork that is in
artwork in the book.
It is also very dark and spooky and deadly.
Very dark and spooky.
This game is inspired by by heavy metal, doom metal, black metal, speed metal, all the different kinds of metal that are out there. And it's a love letter to the sort of the aesthetic and the album covers and the artwork and the things. So we're going to be playing a game that is going to be very dark and very brooding and very intense. I like that Tony is doing this sort of reverb echo thing after everything I'm talking about here. So what we're going to do,
I'm your hype man.
Instead of a clock, it's a spiked crucifix around your neck.
It's a death clock.
There is every hour is 30.
It's a sundial.
8 o'clock just says boo.
Daylight savings, you just have to move it one house to the left.
It's daylight slayings time! So, as you can see, we're trying to get our sillies out right now. Because,
right now.
Sure. Well, more, anyway.
Metal is serious.
It's serious business. So the first hour here, or this first segment, I should say, is going to be us making characters for the adventure that we're going to be going on. And we're going to be playing the adventure Ancient Skin, which is provided to us by our friends at Free League Publishing. And if you're wondering how heavy this is as a game, as far as mechanics and rules and things like that, the adventure that we're playing today is literally printed on a pamphlet. So it is very light, and what it lacks in mechanics, it makes up in atmosphere. So what I want, let's get through and introduce the rest of the cast. What I want each of the mind players to do is to tell us your name, why you chose to play Mörk Borg, because we chose this unanimously as a game that we wanted to play during our meeting, and what your favorite metal music is. So let's start with our first mind player.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jordan Fishburne, she, her. I chose Mörk Borg because it's badass and it looks super dark and fun, which we love and we excel at, I feel like. So that's why I voted that we get this awesome game out of the way. Plus, you know, we have to love this company that does it. We tend to work with them pretty often. I chose for my song Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. It's more of like a light, more chill metal song, and Metallica is one of my all-time favorites ever. So it was a pretty easy choice that it was going to be Metallica. Just had to figure out which one.
All right.
Jordan, have you ever seen them live?
I have not.
They're fantastic if you see them live.
I don't go to concerts.
Oh.
But I know that they're fantastic live. I've heard from other people. Thank you, though, Sarah.
All right, let's go. Let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, I'm Ethan Eichzett Anderson, he, him. I chose Mörk Borg because I'm excited to do something loose and thrashy, where it's just we jump in and destroy things and jump out. And I guess I'm going to go for my metal song, Du Hast, by Rammstein, because in middle school, I accidentally freaked out a bunch of people because I was singing along to it without knowing it, walking down the halls. And no one had
He's
any idea
summoning
what was
a
going
devil!
on.
Oh my god!
It was... Yeah.
That's amazing.
Just for anyone who may not know, Ethan had a foot-high lime green mohawk in high school, so that's probably why he was freaking people out. And he also informed us a little bit ago that he used Sharpie as his eyeliner. So.
Like, that's the weird thing. The foot hawk mohawk, meh, whatever. You know,
Just to immortalize that great child decision right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, I am Sarah Babe. She, they, and I, God, just want to like scream metal and kill things for Mörk Borg. It sounds a little scary, but I really I love it. Like, I want to have the experience of just being like, what up? I'm scary and I'm just going to murder you, in a manner that doesn't put me in jail or actually do anyone else harm. So, I'm just gonna go on to my favorite metal. I actually have to say, and I don't know if this necessarily counts as metal, and Brad will probably give me a yes or no on it, but I'm gonna say Judith from Perfect Circle.
Oh my God, yes!
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes!
Like,
You've got Jordan. Jordan's got your back, so I think I'm not going to judge.
Even if they disagree.
It's a tie between Judith in A Perfect Circle, and I think Judith kind of wins. And Vermilion Part 2 from Slipknot.
Oh, that's definitely metal.
Yeah, like those two songs are probably like real close, and depending on the day. So
I feel like we need to have maybe Tony can whip up a quick
Spotify
Mörk
list.
Borg playlist for using the selections here as a jumping off point. Speaking of which, let's go to our next mind player.
Hello. Hello. I'm Tony. He, him. I wanted to play Mörk Borg because I wanted to play a game that felt like we were playing on a metal album cover, because I'm a little bit of a metalhead. I tend to like the 70s and 80s heavy metal. I had a lot of debate over which song was my favorite, but I think I'm going to go with Electric Eye by Judas Priest. But you have to listen to the Hellion first and then go into it that way. Otherwise, you're doing it wrong.
I mean, there are certain songs that have to be listened to in sequence. Like, there's Sublime is kind of like that for me. You just have to listen to the entire album altogether, otherwise none of the songs
Entire
make sense.
Abbey Road album, same way, or at least side 2.
I mean, right, yeah.
Guys, remember albums?
Yeah.
Remember
right?
the songs?
Remember cassette tapes? Damn.
Remember 8-track?
No.
No.
Yes,
sure don't.
Yes, actually.
I actually do. I do remember 8.
We just found a bunch of 8 tracks in my parents' attic.
My godmother's car had an 8-track player. when
Like
I was
little
growing up.
Atari cartridges, but for music.
All right, and let's go to our last mind player.
Hi, I'm Tawny P. Thompson, she, hers. I wanted to play Mörk Borg because everyone else was really excited about it, and I enjoy Free League quite a bit, and the art was pretty chill. But really, like, everyone else was just so excited about it that it just will be fun to play. So
Aw.
that.
Glad you described the art as chill.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, it's not chill, but it's like cool as fuck.
Yeah.
So that.
Cool, chill, they're synonyms.
I feel like it's quite obvious that I am not much of a metal person. But the internet tells me that Dream On by Aerosmith does count as metal.
Oh,
so
okay,
I'm going to
yeah.
go with that.
There's actually there's a version that I like that this goes even farther afield from metal that Morgan James does with postmodern jukebox. That's gorgeous, and like the singer she's a belter, and she really just absolutely crushes it. And as far as genres go, like I appreciate the fact that you know Tawny was sort of drawn into all of this by everyone else's enthusiasm for it. Because sometimes when you play with a group of people, sometimes you have to kind of shrug and go, you know what, everyone else is really into it. Let's give it a shot. Like we're not signing up for a long campaign of this. You know, if she has a great time, that's great. If she doesn't, you know, you try something new, and sometimes it doesn't work. So,
Sometimes
all right.
you live with someone, have to put on headphones, listen to metal.
You know what? I was not fixing to get that stressed out for the last hour and a half before we played this game, okay?
The true darkness is marital compatibility. All right. So this is a game where you start by choosing or randomly or randomizing a class. There are two ways you can play Mörk Borg. You can actually play it with classes or without. We decided to play with classes because I feel like that injects more metallic flavor into it directly. So we're going to start with that, and because that's going to affect the equipment, the weapons, and the armor that everybody has when we start play. So if I could have, so here's some examples of the classes that the classes are Fanged Deserter, Gutterborn Scum, Esoteric Hermit, Wretched Royalty, Heretical Priest, and Occult Örtmästare. So, what I want you to do is to roll a 6-sided dice, because that will determine which class you are. Or if any of those sound great, you can roll the 6-sided dice, completely ignore the number that you just rolled, and tell me what class you want to play. So, let's get this rickety roller coaster of metal started. And let's start with Ethan and Tawny, because they both rolled a 3, which makes them both Esoteric Hermits.
Esoteric Hermit.
Hermit.
So, what you're going to do is there are 4 special abilities, or there are 4 abilities that everybody has: agility, presence, strength, and toughness. The esoteric hermit is wise. So they roll 3d6 and add 2 for their presence.
I got a 12.
Is that with the +2?
Yes, remember to add +2.
Because I also got a 12 with a +2.
Oh, no, that's not with a +2.
Okay.
It should be at a 14.
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
I think it would be interesting, since you both rolled the same class, that you played some kind of conjoined, like, two-headed, some kind of thing like that. Just throwing it out there as an idea.
Or even creepy identical. Creepy identical usually is super cool too.
Knights who say knee. Terrifying.
Now, for your strength, because you are weak, you rolled 3d6 minus 2.
Oh. That's not good. I got a 3. I wound up with 3.
Tony, please gift that tawny face.
It'll do.
Ethan, what'd you get?
You're on mute.
I got a 9 in total.
Okay. Then for your agility, roll 3d6 and just tell me what that number is.
9.
8.
And then toughness, roll 3d6 and tell me what that number is.
8.
8.
All right. So now, these numbers then convert into the modifiers that you actually use in play. You're actually not going to need the scores, much like much like the grandfather game that we let other actual plays take care of. So, Ethan, what is your highest ability score? And what is the number?
It's presence and it's 12.
Okay, you get a +0 modifier for your highest ability score. 20, what is your highest ability score?
Also presence, but it's 14.
Oh, you get a mighty +1 to your modifier.
So can we get rid of the numbers we rolled and just change it with?
Yes,
modifier?
You can absolutely do that. If you rolled a 9 through a 12, it is a +0. If you rolled a 7 or an 8, it is a +1. If it is a 5 through a 6, I'm sorry, 7 or 8 is a -1, excuse me. A 5 through a 6 is a -2. And a 1 through a 4 is a -3.
Rough.
Yeah, I got no pluses.
So basically, so to do something in this game, you're going to roll a d20 and you're going to add the modifier of the ability that you are using. The difficulty numbers are described as this. An 18 should not be possible. A 16 is really hard. A 14 is difficult. A 12 is normal. A 10 is pretty simple, but not simple enough to not roll. An 8 is routine, but some chance of failure. And a 6 is so simple, people laugh at you if you fail. So, let's go back to your class here. And that's okay. You start with a random scroll. Now you get to choose whether the scroll is sacred or unclean.
Unclean, please.
I'm
if
shocked.
Ethan's going unclean, I'll go sacred.
Okay. So Ethan, go ahead and roll a d10.
Four.
You have a scroll of Lucy Fire's Levitation that lets you to hover for presence plus D10 rounds. It's on page 35 if you need the details, but there literally are no details. I just read the whole thing. This isn't D&D where you're like, oh, I have to write down like a paragraph of stuff. No, that's not how it works. Also, go ahead and roll. Oh, okay. Roll a D4 for me, Ethan.
1.
Okay, you get to use that once.
Nice.
Rough.
Because you at the beginning of every day you roll you roll a D4, you add your presence to see how many times you can use your ability. And Ethan's presence is 0, as I recall. So, all right, Tawny, go ahead and roll your D10.
2.
You have grace for a sinner. A creature of your choice gets plus D6 on one roll, whether it's damage or an ability check or what have you. And go ahead and roll a D4 and add 1 to it.
Come here, D4. Okay. That would be 2 plus 1, so 3.
Okay. Now, each of you needs to roll...
I'm assuming I get to use it 3 times?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll a D4 for me, both of you.
4.
1 again.
Okay. And... So, for your weapon, Tawny, as a 4, you get a knife, which does D4 damage. And Ethan has a femur bone, which does D4 damage.
Brad is cheering.
That's literally my favorite weapon in the game.
All right. Everybody, both of you roll a D2. So either roll a D4 and cut it in half or flip a coin or whatever. One. Neither of you start with any armor.
No armor. Great.
No.
Then, is there any other changes? Armor. Okay.
Do we need to look at this Eldritch Origins and abilities?
Well, we're doing that right now. So go ahead and roll a D6.
4.
6.
Your origin, Tawny, was dying of plague in a Bergen crypt hovel. You touched something from the outside.
Great.
For Ethan, you were raised on a lonely island in Lake Onda. No one else has ever heard of this island, and you can't return. Roll a D6 again, both of you.
Another 4.
2.
Ethan, you have a book of boiling blood. So you may open and read from this book once a day. Your enemy must make a test to prevent this. If they fail, D2 Berserker Slayers appear from the depths of a forgotten dimension of blood. Roll a D6. 1 through 4, they fight alongside you. 5 or 6, they turn against you, attempting to kill you and destroy the book. After the battle, they return to their imprisonment.
Nice.
I just feel so like plain reading these. Like I know I should be like, but we'll be doing plenty of that once we start playing. Tawny, you are an initiate of the Invisible College. Once per day, you may summon D2 scrolls, whose power can be used only once. And on a 1 to 2, the scrolls are sacred. On a 3 to 4, they're unclean. If they're not used before sunrise, they turn to ash. roll a d6, a d12, and actually let's pause on you guys because this other part is everybody. So those are our esoteric hermits. Who wants to go next?
I rolled a 5.
A 1. Jordan, what'd you roll? We got 2. Let's do the Fang Deserters next.
Fang Deserters.
Brad is cheering yet again.
Yeah.
Is there anything that Brad is not going to cheer about in this game?
Probably not.
Okay. All right. The Fang Deserters are built like a bull, so they roll 3d6 for strength. 3d6 plus 2, I'm sorry, for strength.
11.
I also got 11.
Yeah.
But they are not bright sparks, so they roll 3d6 minus 1 for agility and presence.
Nine for agility.
11.
Oh. And 5 for presence.
Oh no, Jordan's gonna have to. It's going to have to make do not being a angelic faced.
9 for.
I'm fanged. I'm a fanged deserter. The entire and also the point of this game is not having to worry about being hot, which is one of the draw points.
All right, so that means you just roll a flat 3d6 for the remaining ability.
Okay.
Toughness.
Jordan has the prettiest fangs in the orc horde.
Yeah. 13 on toughness.
Okay.
12 toughness.
So 13 or 14, you get a plus. That ability is a +1. 9 through 12, that ability is a 0. 7 through 8, that ability is a 1. 5 through 6, that ability is a -2. And 1 through 4, that ability is a -3. Now, the deserters.
Did you see our cool bite attack, Tony?
I did.
Yes, they get a cool bite attack. You are also illiterate, which means that you are incapable of understanding scrolls. If you begin with one, then re-roll, you eat it, or you use it as toilet paper. And you begin with 1 as the following. So roll a d6 for your earliest memory first.
A burnt black building in Sarkosh. Your home?
A derelict, and for Tony, it's a derelict rotting ship rolling endlessly across a gray sea.
Yeah.
Metal pirate.
Metal pirate!
And give me another d6 roll, please. Tony, you get an ancient gorehound. Asthmatic, deluded, and on its last legs, this wizened creature still has a superb nose and can sniffle up treasure in the most disturbing debris. It becomes frenzied around goblins and berserkers.
A dog.
Jordan gets wizard teeth. 4 weird teeth rattle within a blackened pouch. Before battle, roll a d6 for each one. For every 6, one of your attacks does maximum damage.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I like that one.
You also roll 2d6 for me, and I'll jump back into this with Tony and Ethan too. Roll 2d6 and multiply it by 10.
Both of us?
Yes.
9 times 10 is 90.
I got 50.
That's how many silver you begin with. Roll a 1d2. as Jordan blinds herself with her coin.
1.
Wait, a 1d2?
Yeah.
I don't think I have that.
Well, just roll a d6, roll whatever die you want, and if
Okay.
it's
Whee! I guess I
it's
got
low.
a 1.
Okay, that's how many omens you have. I will tell you what omens are once we do that for Ethan and Tawny.
Some omans.
You also roll a d10 and add your toughness modifier to it. Tony and Jordan do that. So roll a d10, add your toughness modifier. That's how many hit points your character has.
5. Love that.
Oh, I got a 10.
Woo! All right. So for the hermits, roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
4.
Also a 4.
Multiply that by 10. That's how much silver you have. Then roll a d4 for me.
2.
1.
That's how many omens you have. And then roll a d4 for me yet again.
3.
4.
Add that to your toughness modifier, and that's how many hit points you have.
Great. 2 hit points.
So,
Fucked.
omens are.
Can I get a class?
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Okay. I guess. Okay, what did you roll?
5.
You are a heretical priest. You are insightful. Roll 3d6 plus 2 for presence.
Cool. Got it. Got a 15.
Okay. You are frail. Roll 3d6 minus 2 for strength.
8.
Okay. Roll 3d6 flat for the other 2 abilities.
And that's agility and toughness?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, that's not good. That's not my favorite.
In there.
Okay.
All right. What is your highest roll for abilities?
15.
Okay. That, I think, is actually going to get you a +2. Yes, a +2 in that ability.
The only +2 in the whole game.
Yes. What is your next highest ability?
13.
That gets you a +1.
Yay.
What is your next
Very
highest
stacked.
ability?
9.
That is a 0.
0.
And what is your finest lowest ability?
8.
That is a -1. Yes, Sarah is showing the joys of randomly rolling for stats right now as the rest of the group looks at her like, you bitch.
She'll just go in first, that's fine.
Yes.
No, I'm not. I'm frail.
Wait, so my abilities are 11, 9, and 12. That's the complete range. So is that 0 for all of them?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't
So
have to
you're
worry
for
about you don't have to worry about the number that you rolled once you
Okay.
convert it over to the modifier because it's done.
Okay, so just
The
nothing.
modifier. Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, welcome to Mörk Borg.
Yeah, I only have 0s and -1s, so.
Cool.
I have -3, so y'all can chill the hell out.
So
I didn't even.
next to
I'm
my
not even
strength,
supposed-
I'll just put a 0. Next to my
I'm
agility,
not even
I'll
supposed
put
to
a
be
0.
here today, says Tony. Okay.
Presence is 0.
So roll a d8.
Okay.
Did we do this? I don't think we did this for the.
Being deserters, are you doing weapons and stuff?
Yeah.
Because we didn't do that.
Yeah. My sheet, by the way, just says ooh now.
So it's interesting because I don't think I think you just roll on the. I got a little skipped over because you basically roll on the non-class chart, whereas the other ones are modified. So we'll get back to you when we get to weapons and armor.
Okay. Cool.
Well, we'll get back to. Let's do your class stuff, and then we'll do weapons and armor for everybody.
Okay. Sounds good.
So go ahead and roll a d6 for your ability and for one for your unholy origin.
Okay, so for ability, I got 4.
You have the blasphemous Nichabel Bible. So intensely blasphemous that even the priests themselves can only peruse it once a day. When you read it, roll a die. If it is even, for the rest of the day, PCs heal D4 HP after just 5 minutes of rest. If it is odd, the priest is plagued with demonic hallucinations. The DM may invent D3 things that only the priest can see and describe them to the player as if they are true. This effect ends with sunrise.
I'm heretical and crazy.
And go ahead and roll for your unholy origins then.
Sure. That one's also 4.
You are from the temple ruins in the Valley of the Unfortunate Undead.
Ooh.
Now go ahead and roll a 3d6 for me.
Okay. 10.
You have 100 silver.
Okay.
Roll a d4.
Sorry. A D4. 1.
All right, you have 1 omen.
Okay.
And then roll a d8 for me.
3.
You have add your toughness to that.
12.
No, just the modifier.
Oh. 3.
That's how many hit points you have.
Yay.
All right. Now we're going to equipment. So everybody roll a d6 and 2 d12 for me. Do not add the d12s, just roll 2 of them. Did anyone get a 1 or a 2 on the d6?
Jordan
You
did.
get nothing from the d6.
Yeah, that's
Good
fair.
day, sir.
Good
My
day,
goodness.
sir. Did anyone roll a 3 or a 4 on the?
Your boy did.
Anybody who rolled? So let's do it this way. Anybody who rolled a 3 on the d6 gets a backpack for 7 normal-sized items.
Yay.
Anybody that rolled a 4 gets a sack for 10 normal-sized items. Anybody who rolled a 5 can get a small wagon, or one of the items above your choice. Anybody who rolled a 6 can get a donkey,
Yeah, I
get a donkey.
donkey.
or one of the above items of your choice.
Oh, I got a donkey.
Where are the items above in case I want those instead of a wagon?
Page 18.
It's either a sack or a backpack.
Oh, yeah, no. We'll take the wagon.
I have a donkey. Her
All right,
name is
so-
Jenny.
What? Let's start with you, Tawny. What did you roll on your first d12?
A 5.
You get a random unclean scroll.
Random unclean scroll.
So go ahead and give me a d10 roll.
I'm gonna
I got
roll
a
along with her
5.
because I got a 5 as well.
Okay.
I got a 9.
For 5, you get the Daemon of Capillaries. A 1 creature suffocates for d6 rounds, losing d4 hit points per round. And Sarah, you got a 9
Yes.
Suffocates for 3 rounds? Sorry.
for d6.
D6 rounds. Okay.
You get Eyelid Blinds the Wind, I think. D4 creatures fall asleep for 1 hour unless they succeed at a difficulty rating 14 test. All right. Ethan, what did you get on your first D12?
I got a 1.
30 feet of rope. Tony, what'd you get on your first D12?
10.
You get a bomb.
Oh,
I also got a 10, so I'm going to write that down for me too.
Okay. It's
Also,
a
Rob,
sealed
how many
bottled-
times can we use? Sorry.
I'm sorry. Remember when I had you roll presence and roll your roll that D4 and add your presence rating to it? That's how many times you can use any of those spells. Those are basically your spell slots.
Got it.
Okay, D4 plus presence, you said?
Mm-hmm.
How many times can I use my donkey?
As often as you can. But it will eventually get upset because it's feeling used emotionally.
That's
so
why you
the
need to sing songs to her.
The bomb is a sealed bottle that does D10 damage. And then let's start with Jordan. What did you roll on your second D12?
My second D12 was a 5.
You you have a bottle of exquisite perfume worth 25 silver.
I like to touch up a little bit every once in a while. It hides the decaying smell that I bring around with me from all the food stuck between my teeth.
Gross.
Sarah, what did you roll on your second D12?
9.
You have a shield.
Yeah.
Which either lowers the HP damage by 1 when you get hit with an attack, or you can just say the shield breaks and ignore all the damage from 1 attack.
Okay.
Tawny, what was your second D12?
They rolled in 11.
You get lard.
It does say it may function as 5 meals in a pinch, so I'll take that as a win.
So you have a wagon with just like a little keg of lard in it. Yeah.
And some scrolls.
Lard for sale. Lard for sale. Ethan, what did you get?
I got a 6.
You have a toolbox. 10 nails, tongs, hammer, small saw, and drill. And Tony, what'd you get in the second one?
Another 10.
Oh, you get a crowbar, which can do D4 damage should you choose.
And goes, ha, when you use it.
So Jordan and Tony, I need you both to roll a D10 for me.
Nine.
Tony, what'd you get?
3.
All right. For Jordan, with your 9, you get a crossbow, which does D8 damage and starts with a number 10 plus your presence rating.
So 8.
Yeah. I feel like maybe you have 2. You do have 10, but 2 of them like used to like, scratch your back or like, they're more utility arrows.
Yeah.
And for 3, Tony, you get a short sword, which does D4 damage. Now, the Fang Deserters, I need you to roll a D4 for me. What'd you get?
I got a 1.
No armor for you?
Yeah.
Tony, what'd you get?
I'm sorry, what?
Roll a
Roll a
D4 for me.
Roll a D4. Got a 3.
You have medium armor. Which is minus D4 damage, and but it does add difficulty to agility tests. Because it's like scale mail or
Right.
something like that. Okay. You may now name your character if you wish, but it will not save you.
Sarah, did you get weapons?
Do I get a weapon?
Oh, maybe, I guess. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a D10.
Okay.
Wait,
I think I'm a
Pause, hold on.
D8. I thought it was a D8.
you are a D8 because you begin with a scroll.
Scrolls.
I
What are
got
those
a
good for?
7.
That gets you a bow.
Nice.
It does D6 with you have a number of arrows equal to 10 plus your presence.
Oh, yeah. I got 12.
And then roll a D2 for me.
That's going to be 2.
You start with light armor.
Ooh.
We also need to do omens.
Um,
Omens work like luck. There's a list of things omens can do.
yeah.
Oh.
It's on 38 if you're looking at the book. Omens can deal maximum damage with one attack, or reroll a dice roll, or lower damage, or neutralize a crit or fumble, or lower one's difficulty by 4.
And they renew every day?
Once you're out of them, you regain omens after resting for 6 hours.
Okay.
There are some optional tables that we can roll on to help fill out character ideas. Does anybody want to do that?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So roll a d20. So these are going to be d20 rolls. Let's start off with terrible traits. Everybody who wants to roll a d20 and tell me what you get.
Oh God, I rolled a 1.
Oh.
Tony, you are endlessly aggravated.
Accurate.
I mean, legit. I'm
Perfect.
I don't. That fits.
Wonderful.
Sarah, what did you roll?
I rolled a 10.
You are shrewd.
Okay.
Jordan,
6.
you are egocentric.
Yeah. I know. I looked at the table and I was like, I shouldn't have given Tawny crap for her as immediately as I did.
Tony, did you choose to roll?
I got a lucky number 13.
You are lazy. And Ethan,
I got a 7.
you are nihilistic. Sarah, what'd you get?
Oh, I got a 10. I'm shrewd.
Oh, yes. All right. Roll again for me on the. We're going to go to the broken bodies chart here.
Ooh.
I
That's
got
a D20
5.
again.
Tawny, your character is starved. You're gaunt and pale.
Is that 10?
Jordan, you have a cataract slowly but surely spreading into both eyes.
Oh, that's bad.
Who's next?
I got a 15.
One hand lacks a thumb and forefinger.
Okay.
You can grip things like a lobster.
Ah.
Tony,
I got a 17.
you have resting maniac face.
Yes, Tony, yes.
You just constantly look like
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
they're just
Ethan.
constant.
I rolled a Jordan, number 8.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll. Oh, a number. Wait, I don't know whether that's a number 8.
I didn't roll a number 8.
Oh, I see.
Oh, no.
Yes. Ethan's terrible flaw is that he's hauntingly beautiful and unnervingly clean.
Hey, Ethan, I have some perfume that I can sell you for 25 silver.
I don't need it.
All right, and then let's go to bad habits. Give me another D20 roll.
So good.
These
12.
charts are the greatest idea ever. Who said 12?
Jordan did.
Jordan, your stress response is aesthetic display. The worse things get, the fancier you need to be.
Oh my gosh, Jordan! You and I are both fancy.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Oh, did you roll the
So-
same thing, Sarah?
Yeah,
So I am egocentric.
One of you
illiterate.
re-roll.
I'll re-roll.
I probably should re-roll.
No, you're good.
I feel like the fancy bottle of perfume plays into that really well.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I rolled a 1.
You obsessively collect small, sharp stones.
I got a 2.
You won't use a blade without testing it on your own flesh.
Ooh.
Your arms are knitted with scars.
That's pretty dark.
Ethan?
I got a 4.
You're a gambling addict. If you must bet every day. If you lose, raise and bet again. And Tony.
20.
You make jewelry from the teeth of the dead. This may not actually be a bad habit.
That's super cool.
Yay.
All right. Now, is the group going to share a backstory, or is everybody going to roll individually on the second to last table, the trouble?
I think we should share. Brad says we should share.
I think share would be good.
I think it would get you together.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's like, yeah, you know that teeth jeweler? Oh, the one with the maniac face?
That's so
All right.
accurate,
How
Brad.
do
That's
you guys
accurate.
think about the name Sister Mercy for a character name?
Nice. I rolled on the random table.
That works really well for your background.
Mhm.
My character name's just going to be Nash. Gnash.
I am Keftar.
Tar, that's really good. That's good.
That's suitably metal.
Since I am a hermit that was thrown off from my lonely island, I do not have a name because I'm not used to talking with people. So there's never a designation given.
Okay. So, as far as a shared backstory goes, there's actually one that's semi-provided in the in Ancient Skin that we can use if you want to do a shared one. Let me read it for you.
Though successful, the tomb robbery in Tvetland ended in disaster. Perhaps it was ill-advised to forcefully and alone turn over the lid to old King Frestel's sarcophagus. Now one of you dregs is plagued with a maddening itch, and not only that, the skin is starting to rot. They say Mausoleum Nutha, on the edge of the graveyard Graventosk, holds the only known cure. Whether it is an elixir or something else, they cannot say. So you hurry north. The rain falls like whiplashes in the late hour. Darkness swallows the shadows of Sarkash. Suddenly, as if he blessed you, the black silhouette of a roadhouse appears in a blinding, deafening thunder strike.
Yes.
And that is where we will leave everyone as we gather our characters together to play Mörk Borg in our next segment. So we hope that you join us then for some dark adventure called Ancient Skin. We'll see you then. Congratulations, fellow human! You've reached the end of an exciting episode of Theater of the Mind Players. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video. If you want more games, subscribe to our channel. Attack the bell for notifications on new posts. If you liked the episode, please tell us what you enjoyed the most in the comments. If you loved the episode, consider joining our Patreon. You'll get access to special shows, session zeros, and help us determine what we play on the show. We love our friends of Pat Rayon, and we hope to see you there.